G'day folks, it's the Maple Monkey here again with another Marvel United gameplay video for you. And this time we're going back into the official stuff. So we've had a little look at some homebrew stuff recently. I think we last looked at Cassandra Nova, and now we're looking at U.S.Agent. This has been a requested villain. I think one of the first villains sort of requested after sort of looking at the expansion boxes and that sort of thing. This was one of the first ones that people had been asking for. And this was definitely the one that I was most intrigued to see, you know, after sort of going through the Multiverse campaign and sort of having all those updates coming out and saying this is what this character is and we're going to release this one and this one and this one. And when they revealed U.S.Agent #1, the first thing I was blown away by was I loved the pose. Let's see if we can get him to focus here. There we go. Yeah, look at that. He's like sort of jumping forward, shield there. He's sort of really sort of aggressive pose. I just really love the sort of dynamic look of him. And then yeah, his rules, and they sort of described that he was going to use his hero deck as his master plan deck, and that really sort of intrigued me. I thought that just sounded really interesting. Like, what a really interesting way to sort of change up how villains work and that sort of thing as well. So, and it was around about that point that I was really sort of impressed with all the different ways that they were playing with the idea of this game and the system and the different ways they could play with it, and that sort of got me interested in all sorts of different, you know, homebrew aspect of things as well. You know, how can you sort of play around and be creative with this system? And I'm still, you know, super impressed with what they're able to come up with. You know, we've seen in the DC United superheroes campaign as well that, you know, there was so much room still to sort of grow there, and the homebrew community are having a blast sort of playing around with things as well. So this U.S.Agent I sort of remember as being one of the catalysts for my sort of real sort of deep dive into sort of just loving and exploring the just the crazy sort of nature of how different the villains and this system can be. So yeah, there we go. So I'm really excited to show him off. I've played with him off camera. He was one of the first ones I think I played with, and I've also, because Andrew Fantasia, he was very excited about U.S.Agent as well, because what he meant for you know, just any villain really using this sort of template of U.S.Agent. Sorry, not any villain, but any hero. Can you use just about any other hero and put their hero deck into this system here and be able to play against them? And I did test it out with Havoc, the new X Factor Havoc, and the game did work. It was it might have been particular to that particular hero that it also worked within this scenario, and it worked a little bit differently. Like it, the feel of the fight felt different, which is actually exciting in itself, right? That if you can have this system and then each time you play with a different hero, it feels exciting and, you know, in a new way. That's great as well. But I'm still not convinced that it's going to work for every single hero deck. And for example, if I'd used Havoc again, would the game turn out as smooth as it turned out the first time I played? So, you know, I've only played that way once. So, but you know, the possibility is there. You know, definitely can work if you sort of find the right hero as well. So anyway, we're going to try him out on the table here, and you guys will get to see for yourselves. You know, how U.S.Agent works, and you guys can decide whether you think this is a fun fight as well, and you might be able to sort of you know, get some insights into which heroes you might like to plug into this one and try out as well. So well, let's have a look at how he works. So we have let's see, this is his dashboard here. So on the back we have, let's have a look at the special rules here. So take U.S.Agent's hero deck and shuffle it. These are considered master plan cards in this game. And one thing to remember when you're going through your multiverse stuff, and you know, congratulations to the Canadians now. I believe they've just about, well, not, I shouldn't say they've just about all got theirs, but I think they've started to get theirs. So if you're living in Canada, then congratulations. Your stuff hopefully is arriving soon, and you'll be able to check all this stuff out for yourselves. And I know Andrew Fantasia has finally received his pledge, and there may already be an unboxing video or something on his channel, Digital Charcuterie, already by the time this goes up, or if not, probably pretty soon. So keep your eyes peeled on that channel there, because I'm sure he'll be very excited to show off his stuff. But yeah, if you're going through your stuff, just make sure, I went on a bit of an aside there, but yeah, make sure you don't get too confused with this guy, because a lot of people, I think, tend to, when they first open this up, go, "Oh wait, well I'm missing cards because where's his master plan deck?" But he doesn't have one. He uses his hero cards instead. So you'll only find 6 threat cards for him as a villain. And then we're going to use the U.S. Agent's shield as well. So we'll use his hero card, his shield card, and keep it face up next to his dashboard. There's also some supervillain tokens there that you could start with as the heroes there, but we're not going to worry about that. Just before we have a look at his rules here, let's just have a look at this shield card here. So this is the shield equipment card. You can see the back of it there. You can see the front there, but this doesn't really have any effect. The rules on this card itself, it's literally just sort of like a token in this one that's referenced on his dashboard as well. So we're just going to place that next to his play area. Let's have a look here. So he's going to have 6, 7, and 8 health there, depending on the player count. We're going up against him with 3 heroes this time, and if we have a look here, at the start of each villain turn, draw U.S. Agent's hero card and play it in the storyline. Resolve each each symbol at the bottom and any special effect in order. So we go through, so any movement symbols there, we move him clockwise 1 location. Any stars, and he deals a damage to each hero in both locations adjacent to him. So he basically sort of does a area attack there. If he's got punches, he deals damage to each hero in his specific location. Then if he's got wilds, we move him clockwise to the next location with any heroes and deal an unpreventable damage to 1 hero there. So the punch does to everyone in his location. The stars does it to everyone in adjacent locations. The wild does 1 punch to 1 hero, but it also moves him to the next spot and does that. And then let's have a look here. Special effect, we just resolved the special effects. So his special effects have been sort of drawn up so that they work both in the context of a hero turn and also in his villain turn as well. And then as long as the US Agent's shield equipment card is face up, the US Agent ignores 2 damage each hero turn. Heroes may spend 2 heroic actions in his location to flip it face down. So there you go. And then when a hero is KO'd, remove the top card from US Agent's deck from the game. So basically, he doesn't play extra cards face down essentially in the storyline. He basically just removes them from the deck, which is, I guess, kind of a similar thing. Now, if 1 or more thugs or civilian tokens cannot be added to a location, deal 1 damage to the hero there with the fewest cards in hand. I have to remember that. So to 1 hero in that location with the fewest cards in hand. So that's pretty, in terms of that sort of stuff, it's pretty straightforward, I guess. Nothing too over the top. So we'll put his health there. We've got 7. And then he's got 3 government agent cards, and he's got 3 of a different set as well. So he's got 3 of these around the board. These are his threats. So this landing spot location, add 2 civilians to this location. If he's under pressure though, add an additional 2 to each adjacent location. So he's really filling up the board quick. We can remove these with heroics. So there's 3 of those. We've got 1 at the Milano, 1 over at the Shield Helicarrier, and 1 at Sokovia there. And then we have the Jury. This is, I wonder if this is like the name of in the comics, like he's got a posse of henchmen or something like that called the Jury or something. I'm not sure. Not sure what that refers to. But again, sort of mirroring the same effect here. So we've got add 2 thugs this time to the location. If he's under pressure, additionally add 2 to each adjacent location. There's your landing spot thing. So this is another example where I think we all thought that DC. I shouldn't say we all thought. Maybe lots of people were paying attention already and already knew this. But with that, when that sort of DC Superheroes United was sort of announced, everyone. I keep saying everyone. We did see that sort of chevron, I think like chevron effect or whatever it's called, with the red alert sort of symbol there showing, look out, under pressure, extra stuff's happening when they're under pressure, but and thinking, okay, that's a new thing that they're adding to the villains in DC, but it looks like there's actually quite a few villains in this multiverse set that have this effect where something else happens when they're under pressure. It's just that at this point they hadn't come up with that system of sort of showing it visually with that sort of that effect. So you'll find a lot of the villains have this sort of called out in their text, which is a little bit harder to sort of like to see and to recognize when you're glancing at the board. But yeah, so there's quite a few that have this effect already in play, and it makes me wonder if I had been paying attention to, say, season 2 or maybe even season 1 characters that might have also had that in play. But those of you who sort of study the game a bit more might be able to let us know. But yeah, I thought it was interesting that that effect is there's quite a few of them that have that in this season as well. So there we go. That's the jury and the government agent. So with the jury we've got them in Washington DC, the X-Jet and the Hangar Bay, and I thought the theme for this battle could be a bit of like a "Dude, where's my shield" sort of thing, because I decided we're going to run with the Winter Guard. So we've got Ursa Major here, I think his name is, the big bear guy. We have the Red Guardian, and you'll notice that he's got this shield, but I don't think he has a shield equipment card. I could be getting that wrong, but I couldn't seem to find it when going through my stuff, and I thought, well, this is kind of funny, because now we can sort of have the theme of the game is that he's brought his mates along to try and wrestle an equipment card away so he can have one of his own. So he's trying to steal the U.S. Agent's shield. And we've got Dark Star as well. So this is the third member of the Winter, I think it's called the Winter Guard team. Now I think there's definitely, like, you can play a multi-villain battle with these three as well. But I think, I could be getting this wrong, but I think maybe White Widow, I forget whether she also counts as part of this team, so in her deck she might have some cards that interact with them as well, but we're not using her today, so we're just using these three. So but that'll be interesting to check that out. I should have had a look at that before, so I could have told you definitively whether that's the case. The other thing I thought would be fun, because we have featured this guy, I think, on the channel before, the Red Guardian, but he had this card that was like he's a test pilot or something, like he's a super good flyer or something, and or super good pilot. And I don't think I had any locations that actually helped him out with that. So essentially, if he goes to or uses locations that let him move around the place, he sort of picks up wild tokens or something, because he's good at flying the jets or whatever. So I thought it'd be fun to sort of put a bunch of flying things here. So we've got the X-Jet, we've got the Milano, and we've got the Helicarrier. And then I thought, of course, well, if we've got all these jets, we can have a Hangar Bay as well. And then I thought, well, let's have Washington, DC, and I couldn't really find, I didn't really have a super good look, but I'm not sure that there's that much in terms of like a Russian location in the game. But I thought, Sokovia's got some snow and stuff going on there, so I thought, well, that's close enough. So snowy place, that'll do. So apologies that it's not really sort of super accurate there, but there we go. So yeah, there's the locations. That's the villain essentially, and well, let's have a look at the heroes then. We mentioned Red Guardian with his test pilot thing. I think that might be his starting hand card, so we'll have a look at that, and we'll just shuffle his cards up. He's got to draw how many has he got to draw? 1, 2, there we go. And his starting one, let's have a look at this here. So, skilled test pilot, there we go. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, each time you use a location's end of turn effect to move yourself, gain a wild token. So there we go, and he's got a punch. And what else has he got? He's got a move and a heroic and a punch. Alright, that's going to be interesting to start with, because I want to get that pilot thing out, but I also sort of want to use the heroics to start clearing some of these threats, maybe. Who knows? We'll see what we come up with. Now, Darkstar, I don't really know much. Well, to be honest, I don't really know much about the Winter Guard at all, but especially don't know much about her. I think maybe Ursa Major might be in one of the movies, in MCU movies already. These are like in a prison scene or something like that. 1, 2. But Darkstar, I don't know if we've seen her yet. Alright, so let's have a look at her starting hand card. So she, Dark Force Teleportation. So as long as this card is face up in the storyline, when you perform a move, you may move to any location. Well, that's pretty handy, and it gives her a move as well. But interestingly, so it's like a teleportation card, I guess, like a Nightcrawler or a Blink or something like that, but it does specifically call out that you're using the movement to trigger it. So therefore, some of those effects where you must spend a movement to be able to move out of the location, I guess you still have to move. You have to spend 2 movement tokens to use it, but then I guess you could teleport to anywhere if you did that. That's the way I'm sort of reading that anyway, but let me know if you think that's wrong. We've got a single punch there, oh, and double wilds. Oh, and I forgot to mention, yep, we're going to be playing standard mode. That is how I like to play. I will not back down on that stance. I love that. Love that mode. And you know, sometimes, you know, we're using equipment and things like that, you know, or team decks and stuff. Sometimes I'll swap it out, but no, I tend to like my standard mode. I know a lot of people insist that the only way to play is on heroic, but I think those people are wrong. I don't think that's the only way you can play at all. You can play however you want. So everyone do what you want. There we go. So 1, 2, 3. Alright, so look at this, double wilds. I'm loving this start here. Okay, I'm probably about to get Shazammed by him first turn, and maybe we'll lose some of these, but we've got a single punch there. And now I don't think Ursa Major has a starting hand card, but let's have a look here. He's got Wild and Unpredictable, so a move and a punch, and then if we use this, you must play your next hero card randomly. So it's got a punch on it, but if we choose to use this effect, then we've got to play the next card randomly. So, alright, he's a Wild Bear. Okay. Well, I think we are good to go. So, yeah, let's get down to the table and see if we can capture us a shield. Let's do it. Alright. Okay. Alrighty then. So, looking at the board, we've got some quite small locations in terms of, like, you know, they don't have a lot of space on them for filling up. So that's going to be interesting, considering he drops so many. So that could be a bit of a bummer. You know, we're technically, I guess, gaming it a bit by putting so many flight locations out, but I thought that would just be funny with the test pilot thing, but it might come back to bite us with just how small some of these locations are, but that's okay. It seems like we've got a little bit more thugs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, no, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, 5 civilians, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, no, 5 of each. So we could go either way with thugs or civilians. Seems like that might be a good thing to do, is to be clearing those. But then again, the actual threats themselves also just drop a whole bunch more as well. So it'd be good to get rid of those too. So and if we want to open up some of these jets and stuff, we want to sort of be working on the threats as well. But alright, that gives us some things to think about. Let's draw. We probably should shuffle up old U.S.Agent's deck. Alright. Yeah, this guy's certainly worth the price of admission already. I've had a few games with him now, so he's quite interesting. Fun one to use. Alright. Let's have a look. What's he up to? It is a single wild, so he's going to come straight for us and hit one of us. So we'll put that in the starting spot there. He's going to, if we look at this again, so the wild is he moves clockwise to the next location with any heroes and deals an unpreventable damage to one hero there. So what he's going to do is going to come flying around, lands in the spot. It is a thug spot as well, so we're putting 2 thugs out. Then he's going to hit one of us. So let's see. Red Guardian I suppose his weakest card here is like a single punch. We could get rid of that. Dark Star. She's got a single punch as well. And Ursa Major has a single punch. Alright, interesting. Maybe Ursa Major will take the hit. He's a big bear sort of thing. I don't know if any of them actually have any healing in their deck, but I have a feeling if any of them do, it'd be Ursa Major, but I don't actually think they do, but anyway. So let's lose that one. Alright, so Ursa Major steps in, takes the hit. Alright, so we did 1 unpreventable damage to a hero there. No special effects. Right. There's been no overflow. And it's interesting, I like that the threats themselves kind of act as the token dropping of the master plan cards. So, yeah, interesting. Alright, so we've got a full location here of thugs, but if we... The trouble is if he's like putting a lot of these thugs out and we're smashing through them to get rid of them, we don't want to we don't want to fill this up too quickly, do we? Put him under pressure too early. Let's have a look. Red Guardian. Draw a card. We've got a single wild. Alright. Skilled Test Pilot. I think we will use this because it's got a punch on it, so that can help us sort of clear some of this stuff away. I would like to work on this, so the move and the heroic might be not bad, but well, Skilled Test Pilot. Yeah, as long as this card is face up. Each time you use a location's end of turn effect to move yourself, gain a wild token. Yeah, alright. Now, that's the other thing too. I forget who it was, someone on Facebook, and I'm sure a lot of people have thought about this already, but if you've encountered playing with him, but a good strategy with U.S.Agent, just for helping remember things during the game, is since he's got a hero card, it can almost sometimes trip you up and make you think, oh, I'm going to get a wild from this effect here, but he counts as a master plan card, so you don't get to sort of use his action here, so usually a good idea to just flip that face down since you're not going to need to reference it again later in the game. So we'll flip that down there so we know that Red Guardian's only going to get a single punch here. And since he gets the punch, we will punch one of these thugs. That's going to go there. And that's his turn. Alright, so now we're going to have a look at Dark Star. So she's going to draw a card. She has a single heroic symbol there. Now, interesting. So she has... Oh wow, this is interesting. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, when you perform a move, you can move to any location. Right. Okay. So I'm thinking I'd like to get this down, if I can. I mean, I'd love to have a stronger start with all these double wilds and things I've got in my hand, but I think I'm going to do this. Alright, so, and what I'm planning on doing is actually placing that down. Now that it's down, I can use the movement to teleport over here, and I'll punch this thug here, and that way I'm sort of keeping tabs on a few different places here. So it could be a bit of a mistake to spread out, I don't know. Seems like he hits everyone in a location with a lot of his attacks, so maybe spreading out's not too bad, but yeah, that's my plan with that turn. And then Ursa Major is going to draw. Oh, now Ursa Major is super angry. He's got hit, so he's got 2 of these wild and unpredictable cards here. So we might play the... Let's get this double wild thing happening. Alright, so... interesting. Which way do we want to go? Do we want to go to the Milano? Or do we want to go... See, the Milano could overflow pretty easily, because of this effect here where like, yeah, it can overflow. It's only got 2 spots, but also if it does overflow, if we're standing here, we get hit. But I wouldn't mind just sort of getting in there just so we can clear this off. Get a few spots where we can move around quickly and be able to sort of deal with spots. Maybe having these jets isn't such a bad idea. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to play that down, use the double wild while I can, and actually use the double wild to put these down. I sort of wouldn't mind... see, the problem is if he doesn't move, if he doesn't draw a move, like a wild or a move itself, in his deck, he's going to stay there, and for the purposes of movement, that means he's landed here. He'll put another 2 thugs out, and yeah, then he'd overflow this spot. So what I might do, I'd love to get more happening there, but I think what I might do is just punch 1 more thug. Yeah. Alright. Interesting. So we've moved, we've put a heroic out, and we've punched, so sort of in a slightly different order there. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Alright, well, let's see what happens next. Well, let's see, up to... He's going to... Oh, he's got a special, so here we go. So I think we do the wild first, then he triggers his special, is that right? Yeah, okay. So, so he's going to move. I can already see I'm probably going to mix up, seeing that they're both purple and they both have shields. I'm really worried I'm going to pick up the wrong shield guy at some point during this game, but we'll see how we go. No mercy. Alright, so punch in your location. If you do, discard a... Oh no, I think we are about to get our first KO of the game because he's moved. Okay, then he's going to put 2 civilians out. He's going to punch Ursa Major for 1. Then he, that's with the wild. Then he's going to punch in his location again. That's going to KO Ursa Major. There we go. Well, we certainly moved in the wrong direction, didn't we? That is going to remove 1 of his cards from the deck. Is that right? When a hero is KO'd, remove the top card from U.S.Agent's deck from the game. Yep. And then if he does, we discard a civilian from here, if any. Well, he certainly showed us who was boss that turn, and we flipped that over just because we don't really need that anymore, and we better get cracking. Okay, well, those government agents. Alright, well, Red Guardian. Time to get a move on, buddy. What have we got here? We've been given... Oh, here we go, though. We've been given some wilds and stuff, so we'll draw a card. We've got a move and punch, but I think I'd like to use the move and heroic. Now we've got to bear in mind we sort of want to keep our heroics for late game as well, because we're going to need to use heroics to sort of get rid of his shield, aren't we? But alright, let's do this while we can. We will move. Actually, before we move, let me think about this. Yeah, okay, let's move. We will spend 1 heroic and a 2nd heroic to clear this location. There we are. So that is 1 threat down now as well. And we will use the last wild to rescue this civilian. Okay, so we're not racing up this too fast. Also clearing that, because if he's dropping 2 in every spot, hopefully that will be okay. And then we can jump to another location. And if we do that, then we can gain a wild token. Ah, see now my plan is coming together. Okay, so I guess what I want to do... Oh, okay, interesting. Do I want to jump to here so 2 characters can work on this location at once? Yeah, I think I do. I could jump here so we can be working on them all together, but... Yeah, I think I'm going to jump here. Right, I don't know. I mean, being in the same spot could be problematic too, because if he jumps... Oh, I've done it, that's my first... There we go, that was my first mistake. Alright. Alright, moved the wrong model. Okay. If I move him here... Then, if he moves and he does like a star, then they're both going to get hit. If I go here, only one character can get hit at a time. Oh. I just don't really want to be... I sort of want to gang up on these locations. I don't want to have to sort of piecemeal the heroics out, I think, so... Yeah. Alright, well, that's a decision I've had to sort of like weigh up what's going to be better, like racing through this and at the risk of like getting hit a bit more. We'll have to see. Alright, so Darkstar, she has a... Well, oh, you know what? Alright. As I was picking that card up, it doesn't really matter what was on this card because I'm just thinking, I know that I've played a heroic here, right? So I don't really need anyone else's help because I've just given Darkstar. We know Darkstar sitting on top here has the double wilds. So we don't really need to go here because she's going to get it done by herself. So I think what I'm going to do, apologies if this is cheating, but I'm going to go over here because I just don't think I need to be in that spot with her. So, yeah, there we go. Alright, so she has got, what is it? It's a move and a punch. But we're going to play this one and get it out of the way early. Although, again, maybe saving these for later when we need them for heroics. Oh, that could be a good point too. Alright, so Red Guardian, you're going to need to save your double wild, I think. Because we're going to need something at the end to sort of get through his shield, I think. Okay. Righty. Okay. Yep, but anyway, she's going to flip through this one. Okay. That's going to pop another threat down. So the reason she's able to do that all in one turn is because we had a heroic here and she's got the two wilds. So we're going to clear that. Alrighty then. So, now she does have a movement and she's got an end of turn location here too. So, yeah, she could move. Is it worthwhile her moving? It actually might... Well, no, I'm going to stay here because this way there's a few in each of these locations of the tokens, so this way I can sort of get to wherever it needs to be the most sort of effective. So yeah, alright, I think I'll stay there with her. So she's got 3 cards, he's got 3. Ursa Major is waking up. Alright, so he's going to wake up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he has a double punch, a wild, a heroic, and a movement. So I think well, let's play the movement. Although, is that going to give... We almost want to give... Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, this could be alright. This is actually still good, because what I was going to do, I was going to play a movement. And I was going to step here or here, and use the 2 wilds to punch and rescue. But I think what I'm going to do instead is play the heroic because we know we would like Red Guardian, who's coming up next, to be able to work on his jet to get that unlocked. So I might play a heroic to give him a little bit of a leg up there towards that goal. So I'm going to play that. I'm going to, and what else? I should still be able to do the same effect, because what I'd like to do is I might actually move back towards the hangar bay, because I think that's a pretty good location from memory. It sort of lets you just get tokens and stuff. So I'm going to use one of the wilds as a movement. I'm going to use a heroic and a heroic from the card, sorry, and then the last wild as a punch. So that way we're sort of working on both of those missions. We're still sort of concentrating more on the thugs, but we're also sort of helping out over here as well. So I think that's okay. I think we're sort of like working our way through these still fairly quickly. Now, it's not Red Guardian's turn, it is U.S.Agent's turn. U.S.Agent says he's going... let me hold that back a little bit. He says he's going to move and punch. So I think we get lucky here, because that means he's going to step forward and he is going to punch in his location. Deal 1 damage to each hero in U.S.Agent's location. So, yes, okay, so he's stepped in. He puts 2 thugs out because we have a landing spot. So that's now full. So Darkstar might want to go in there and deal with that, but then if he doesn't gain a movement in his next turn, he might be still there hitting her or whatever it might be, but that's what's happening here, so he's moving. But we got lucky with that, he didn't hit us. And I found, this is something I found playing him, he seems to be a little bit swingy in that sense. Like, it really depends on, you can have like turn after turn where he just happens to miss, and then you can have turn after turn where he just really is like hammering you with either overflows or just like landing in the spot that like gets you and stuff. So yeah, I suppose I guess a lot of villains are like that, but he just, something about the way he works, he seems to sort of have that happen quite a bit. But yeah, it keeps you on your toes though, you never really know what he's going to do. So I think that's right. So we moved, we triggered the location, and then he deals a damage to each hero in his location. Alright. Nothing else happens. Okie dokie. So, we flip his card over, and we're on to Red Guardian. Alright, now Red Guardian. Almost grabbed the wrong card there. Oh, there we go. I'd like another heroic. Now, unfortunately, we just don't have quite enough heroics to do what we need to do here. Oh, now see, I've got KGB training where I could use the heroic, and then for every civilian I rescue, I can look at his master plan deck sort of thing, which we know for the purposes of this game, the hero deck counts as the master plan deck, so we would get to look at that. You rescued this turn, you can put any of these cards to the bottom of your deck. So yeah, look at the top. Look at as many cards from the top of the master plan deck equal to the number of civilians you rescue this turn. You can put any of these cards at the bottom of the deck. So we could sort of look at what he's about to do and just know where he's going next. But that would require us rescuing this guy, and I don't really want to do that. I kind of want to work on putting 2 of those down. And I was like, but that's the only thing that gives me a heroic, but I'm wrong. I actually get a heroic here as well. So, I might do this. I might play that. I'll use the wild. We've got 2 actions there. I'm going to use those both as heroics. Okay. There we go. Now, I would love to finish this one off with Ursa Major, but I would rather Red Guardian finish his turn here and finish this off, and get to sort of move away and gain the wild token. Oh, which by the way, I forgot after all that, I forgot to actually give Red Guardian the wild token from that previous turn. Sorry guys. Alright, classic Meeple Monkey. Alright, so what are we going to do next? We've got Darkstar. Alright, here we go. Darkstar. Oh, well, there we go. We've got some heroics, we've got some punches. We've been given a wild. Now I could just give a single punch to Darkstar and the wild. She could do a bit of rescuing and stuff over here. But Ursa Major, he does have a movement, because the problem is he's sort of in this spot where there's no one to punch around him. Even if he's got that single movement, there's no one to punch here, no one to punch here. So he probably needs a little bit more punchy power, a little bit more movement maybe. So I'm going to use this move and punch here. Alright. Let's try and get cracking here. So she is going to... She's got a movement. She's going to punch. But does she use the last movement to move away from him, or does she stay there knowing that he's probably going to hit her? The other thing is, what's the last location we're going to finish up? Do I rescue? Or do I punch? How close do I? Because I'm one here, pretty close here, so maybe I do an extra punch. And then, yeah. Alright, I'll do that extra punch. I'll stay there. So I've used the movement to go here. I suppose the other thing I could do with her is actually, instead of doing that, I could go this way. I could punch, move and punch and go that way. Still end up with the same amount, but then rely on Ursa Major to come through here and do some action here. Yeah. Let's maybe do that. Alright, Ursa Major, what have you got, buddy? Oh, wild and unpredictable again. He's pretty unpredictable, that guy. Alright. He's got double punches, he's got a move. So if I play this move, he can move twice, get over here and punch this guy. Now that here's an interesting conundrum. We only have one spot left with thugs. Luckily it's got two, so we do have enough thugs. We can get rid of these guys if we need to. But yeah, alright, now let's see what's happening now. We've got U.S.Agent in the spot with Ursa Major. Ursa Major's going to get hit at least twice here if he ends up in this spot, because he's going to get the overflow from the jury, and then he's going to get hit if there's like a punch or something. He's hoping for maybe a star, and then it just hits either side. Alright, let's have a look here. I think I've remembered everything. Alright, let's check it out. He has... Oh no! So let's see, let's go through it all together. So the first thing he does is he moves to the next location with a... yeah, moves to the next location and does a punch. Unpreventable. Yep. And And then he's going to deal a damage in his location. And I've got to remember that when it says punch as well, it's actually hitting everyone in his location because it's the punch symbol. Or is it? I don't know. Maybe not, because the special effect just says do the effect. It's not the punch that's at the bottom of the card. So maybe that's not right. I was just thinking that punch might hit everyone in the location, but I think not. I could be getting that wrong. But anyway, moot point at the moment because there's only one character there. But anyway, alright, so helps into this spot. Let's put 2 civilians out for the first effect there for landing in the spot. Then he's going to do the unpreventable punch, then he's going to do the second punch. So that's 2 punches on Dark Star. So she's going to lose 2. Alright, well... it's a bummer. I've given Ursa Major a move, but I didn't really need to give Red Guardian a move, did I? Should have given him a wild. Oh, I should have played the wild. Silly me. Because I do have at least 1 heroic there, though. I guess that's alright. What do I want to lose here? I guess let's lose the single heroic. That way we've got a heroic and we've got a punch, so we can sort of do with both of those situations. Now he's done that extra punch, so that means one of these civilians is getting discarded, which is interesting as well because it's sort of working against his overflow, but it is also, I guess, costing us potential tokens we might be going for. But I did find that was an interesting effect on his card there, where the civilian gets discarded. It seems to be alleviating a little bit of the pressure that he's putting on us. Alright. Speaking of pressure, things are going to really amp up when he's under pressure. He's going to put a lot more stuff out. I think we're up to Red Guardian. Yes, yes, yes. Alright, let's see what Red Guardian does. He's got that wild, but I kind of want to save the wilds for using that effect on getting rid of the shield. Well, I haven't drawn anything that I need here, so I'm going to have to use the KGB thing here to get cracking on the clearing locations. So let's do that. We've got a move, we've got a star. I think I'm just going to use the single star. I'm not going to rescue, it's a bit of a waste, but I'd like to just, I feel like I'd just rather use this effect here and then be able to build up wilds. So I'm going to gain another wild for using the end of turn on the X-Jet. Just piloting the X-Jet here. And then where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? Let's see. I guess maybe the hangar bay, so I could work on this if I wanted to. Or do I want to be in the spot? Who's likely to be, let's see, she's coming up next. She's got a heroic. He's not going to really be able to work on clearing these spots. He's going to basically probably do a bunch of punches here. What's he got a heroic? Maybe he's just going to do 1 punch because maybe he doesn't want to put him under pressure at this stage. Alright. Let's go. Let's go to Washington. Alright. Red Guardian's going to Washington. He's going to help out over here. Alright. So, Dark Star, what are you up to, my friend? She's going to draw a card. Ooh, Dark Force Constructs. Perform any combination of 2 heroics, split as you like in your and adjacent locations. That's very interesting. Now I'm wishing, oh man, if I'd known I was drawing that, I would have moved maybe Guardian down here to help work on this, but oh, That's really interesting. So she could... Wait a second, is she supposed to have... Oh, that's right, she's going to play... I was going to say, is she supposed to be damaged? Now, hold on. Wait a second. Apologies. I don't think I ever took... I think I took one damage off her, but I don't think I took 2 cards. So, alright, so I think knowing that I probably was going to go for stars and stuff, I probably would have put the punch at the bottom. So I would have put the 1 punch and the 1 star at the bottom. Probably should have put them in a different order. I probably would have put the punch at the top there. Yeah. Sorry, she would have only had the 1 heroic and star there. But I've drawn this Dark Force construct, so now she can perform any combination of 2 punches and stars split as you like in your and adjacent locations. Now here's the interesting thing with this. I've already got a heroic there. She can play 3 heroics by doing this. But that would put him under pressure straight away. Because if I cleared this location now, that would be 4 threats cleared, and then I wouldn't get a turn with Ursa Major before U.S.Agent went again. But I can certainly make it close, can't I? The other thing I could do is I could save this card, because this is a helpful card dealing with U.S.Agent, because it gives her the 2 heroics I might need to knock out his shield. I think I'm going to play it anyway though, because I think she might have another copy of that in her deck. The other thing I'm not seeing at all in here is I know these guys have winter cards, or winter guard cards, which they can combo together type of thing, and we haven't seen a single one yet, so that's not good. I wanted to show that off. That was kind of one of the things I noticed that on their cards, and I thought, oh, I want to do a game where I use those guys, and because I had a lot of fun with the Star Jammers. I really liked how they worked and how their team cards worked, so I thought, oh, let's try the Winter Guard, and it just hasn't panned out. Alright, well, let's see. Let's try and be clever about this. So she's got a move and a heroic, and then she's got a potential heroic and heroic and punch. Either 2 punches, 2 heroics, or 1 punch and 1 heroic. So the move lets her go anywhere. We know Ursa Major's coming up next. We want to basically put, I think we want to put 2 stars on here. Do we? What's the other option? I've got this. The other option is, instead of playing that one, I play this. That lets me put 2... let's have a look at this. If I play the move and 2 stars, I could fly directly over here, put 2 stars down, 1, 2, then in the next turn Ursa Major plays his double punch. He's got to draw a card. He gets a single punch. No winter. Maybe they don't have a winter guard card. Maybe I dreamt it. So he can do 2 punches and the last star, and that completes, if I haven't messed that up completely, that completes both missions at the same time. So we've used the full amount of turns there to clear both those. So we've put him under pressure and vulnerable at the same time, which is sort of the efficiency that we want, I think. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Alright. So there we go. We've only got a couple of these civilians though. So we haven't really worked. I thought we were going to do a lot more sort of like spreading that out, but we didn't end up doing that. Alright. So now the name of the game is to get to him, knock his shield out, and go from there. Take him down. He's got 7 health. Otherwise, if we don't get rid of that shield, he's going to be blocking 2 damage every turn. Jeez. Now the end location effect here, we can move. So we could move to either of these spots and then they'd let us move wherever we want. So we could do that, or we could stay here and we can draw a card, and if we do, discard a card, so we can essentially cycle through. So that might be worthwhile. Maybe we'll find a winter card. Let's do it. Should we stay there and do it? And then also if we stay there, hopefully we get some sort of effect that draws him to us. And then Red Guardian in his turn would be able to punch him. Sounds like a great plan. Although he seems to have used a lot of his cards that have wilds on them, doesn't he? Alright, well let's see what he does. Really... yeah, that's interesting, because that double punch is going to be going to waste if he doesn't end up on our spot, and I don't know that he's got that many more cards that are going to get him to there, because he's probably just going to use like a single movement or something like that. Alright, well, it is what it is. Let's see, let's do it. So we're going to draw a card. Oh, we got a winter, I think I just saw it, we got a winter one. Okay, so this one, they all have different effects. This one says, each hero with a winter guard card in the storyline gains a punch token. So if we play this now, Ursa Major will get a punch token and that's it. But they all have a slightly different thing on their card. So the next time this comes out in their decks, and we play it, then Ursa Major and whoever plays the next card will get whatever their bonus is. So it's like, oh, what do we value more? Do we want punches? Then we've got to save this one for playing last, because then more people will get punches. So it's an interesting sort of mechanic with this one. The fact that they only have one card in each deck makes it very unlikely that it's going to be a massive thing in their games, whereas the Starjammers, it's like all throughout their deck they have those like keywords that they sort of keep comboing together, but their effects don't seem to be as powerful. But yeah, I like the way the different teams work. Alright, well, I've got to pick a card to put away. I guess I will just put away the single punch, because the other ones seem more interesting. We've got a wild and unpredictable, and then we've got a winter guard card, so that's probably more fun. Although the punch is probably what we need in this situation, but we'll see how we go. Alright, well that's our 3 turns. Let's see what he's up to. He's going to... and we've got to remember he's putting a lot more tokens out now too. Oh yes, okay. Oh no. Yikes. What's this say? So he's going to move. Because that's what that does. It moves him to the next clockwise location. So he moves as far away as possible. That's not cool. Then he redirects the first damage you would take to the rightmost thug or civilian in your location. Also, he punches in this location, which isn't going to help. Luckily, we got rid of that landing effect location, so he's not going to completely overflow us here. Because he is under pressure now. But yeah, so he basically is going to be like redirecting damage if we try and attack him in this round. So this might be a good round to sort of maybe avoid doing that and maybe try and take out some of these other locations or something like that. Or maybe, you know, stay here and cycle through and try and get our Winter Guard cards out and that sort of thing as well, but we'll see. So he moves and punches, doesn't do much else. And then he's going to be like super blocking. Okay. Well. I suppose I should keep that up just to remind myself about that blocking ability there. Maybe I'll put a little invulnerable thing just to sort of remind myself that he's got some sort of super shield going on. Okay. Alrighty then. So let's see, Red Guardian. This is what he's got to work with. We'll draw a card. Oh, he's got his double wild. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So we probably don't want to play that yet because we don't really want to be doing anything to him in this round. We've got 2 heroes to work with. Unfortunately, this means Red Guardian is sort of going to miss out in the next round because we're going to go Red Guardian, then Dark Star. Is that right? And then, oh, hold on, and the next round will be Ursa Major. Oh no, Red Guardian. No, so Red Guardian will still be there. It'll be Dark Star that sort of misses out. So I'm thinking in this case, we've got a. Oh, sorry. Pop that down just for the moment, just to remind me that we've only got the double punches, and that's what really hurts. Is we've got a double punch there that isn't going to come to fruition. But if we can. What I want to do is move. I want to get at least one move out. So I'm going to have to use one of these moving punches, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame. But I'm going to play it. And it's a complete waste in terms of... I wonder if that's the best thing to do, but I want to use it so that I can get to one of these movement locations and then move. I could draw and try and get one of these things, but I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to, well, we know that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put myself here in the hangar bay, because if he moves, he's going to move to me. If he doesn't move, I'm only 1 spot away. So I'm going to come here, and I'm going to go to the hangar bay as my movement here, and for using this, I'm going to get a wild. So I'm building up. So at least we know that if Red Guardian gets him, we've got some ability to get rid of that shield. That's one thing there. Alright. Dark Star. She's drawing a card. She's drawn a move and a punch. So what is she going to do? She doesn't really want to use this Dark Force Constructs thing either, because that's a bit wasteful considering he's blocking everything this round. Hopefully he doesn't draw another one of those gross cards. Let's put that back up now that we've remembered that Red Guardian's had his turn. I guess I use the move and punch again. I guess that's going to help Ursa Major in the next round, I guess. So she can move anywhere she wants as well. So where does she want to move? Does she want to stay here and draw up a card? Does she want to get closer? She's got 2 movement, 2 punches. There's nothing to punch. Well, let's see. If he draws a thing that lets him move and then has a wild or something that lets him move twice, he's going to get here. I suppose if we want... Do we move her here? Put her in between these two? Yeah, I think he's sort of going to come this way. So if they're all around about the same location but spread out a little bit, maybe that's the best course of action. Alright, we will do that. Yeah. Okay. Now. Boy oh boy. Alright, every character in this game just plays so differently. It's like, this endgame puzzle is always, you think you know Marvel United, but it's also, it's like, man, what's going to happen? How does this guy change up how things work? Alright, so we've had our 2 heroes, which means until the beginning of your next turn. So he's no longer blocking unless he draws another one of those. He's now having a turn because he's under pressure. Alright, let's see what he does. We can put this shield thing away. Alright. He is... Hold that back a little bit, hopefully, that you can read that. Oh, man. Alright, okay, so okay, I thought, oh, it's another one of these, but it's a different one. I'll do the work. So move clockwise to the next location with any heroes. So here he comes. Now I'm wishing Ursa Major was a bit closer. Alright, move clockwise to the next location with any heroes. Then punch there. So he's going to punch Red Guardian. Let's lose a single punch then, I guess. Oh, actually, before we do... Well, hold on a second. Wait a second. I think I'm about to get hit twice here. So, first of all, the first thing we do is we trigger the heroic. And the heroic, actually, he throws the shield out, essentially, I guess. And he hits both adjacent locations. So Red Guardian's going to take a hit for that. Then he steps in. Then he drops a whole bunch of thugs here. Watch this. So he's going to put 2 thugs here. And then another 2 thugs because he's under pressure over here and over here. Yikes. Alright, that's all filling up. Then he punches here, so he's going to do one more punch. That's going to hit Red Guardian. Wow, okay. Right. And unfortunately, Ursa Major is going first, and he doesn't have the capacity to knock that shield out. Ah, that's annoying. Alright, so what's Ursa Major going to do then? He's got to draw a card. He's got a move and a punch. He's got a wild. And he's been given a move and a punch from Darkstar. So if he plays this, he can move and get to U.S.Agent, but then he's basically going to be doing nothing because he's got 2 punches and that'll just get absorbed by the shield. Okay. No point using the wild because that's not going to help. Well, might be just time to play Winter Guard because well, yeah, let's do it. Let's step in here with the movement. We've got the, here we go, we've got, I suppose we'd see, we could play that extra punch just to, see, this is the thing. I was thinking, okay, well let's play this because it gets a Winter Guard card out, which means that Ursa Major will benefit from the next guard card that comes out, giving him a punch. Since he can't do much at the moment, but if I play that, that's giving U.S.Agent 1 less punch. So I think what I'll do is play just a single wild, because I only need 1 more punch. That gives U.S.Agent a, sorry, not U.S.Agent, Red Guardian a better turn. So let's move. So he's going to step in. He's going to punch and wild to do the 2 punches. I could have rescued here, but I don't think that's it's not as pressing, right? This is the area where there's a few extra things going on. So, yep, they just get punched. This lets me move to any other location, but I think I'm just going to stay here. Alright, and now it's you. Now, here we go. Red Guardian's going to get a turn. Alright, so he's got a move and a punch, but we may as well play our double wilds. We've got 1, 2, 3 wilds plus 1, 2, 3 wilds over here. So let's lay the smack down. So we're going to go 1, 2 to flip the shield. Then we are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. That's what we're looking for. So 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Where these go? Here. Alright. Take that. Shield bash. There we go. Okay. Now. It is time for U.S. Agent to respond. Alright, here he comes. What's he up to? Is someone about to get KO'd here? Potentially. We've got one card. I think someone could get KO'd here. Maybe two. Alright, so. Ooh, whatever it takes. Oh no, he's going to block. Oh man. Okay. Alright, so. First things first, let's go through his action. So he moves. Lands in this spot. He punches everyone in this spot. There's no overflow effect here, so that's okay. So he's moving in. He's going to hit Ursa Major for 1. Let's lose the Wild and Unpredictable. Who's going next? It's going to be Darkstar and Ursa Major. Maybe Ursa Major will want the extra punch though. If he's redirecting everything, he might be able to at least do some sort of damage. Oh, you know what? There's no thugs or civilians in his location. Ah, so he can't redirect it. Until the beginning of your next turn, you may redirect the first damage you would take to the rightmost civilian or thug in your location. But they're not there. Ah, sweet. Alright. Well, in that case, let's just lose the... You know what? Out of spite, we're going to lose the Winter Guard card. There we go. Alright, get out of here, Winter Guard card. Alright. You've done nothing for me. Nothing. Alright, so... Okay, I think... You know what, U.S. Agent? I think that was the wrong card to play, buddy. I don't think that's going to save you. Alright, so... Interesting. You know what's been really handy in this is 3 movement locations that just give me wilds, and having a character that can just teleport wherever she wants all over the place as well. I think we've stacked the deck heavily in our favour here, poor old U.S. Agent. I don't think this truly was a showcase of your talents, but we'll see, we'll see. Alright, so, yeah, 1 damage to Ursa Major. Now, Darkstar, you could have basically put things, you could have just ended it right here with this card, but look, you're going to get to draw again, so I think you're going to be right, but you get knocked out, which means he's going to lose another card. Alright, I'm pretty sure there's only been 1 KO, is that right? Okay. How many cards has he got? He's only got 3 cards left, so you know, he hasn't done too bad. He's getting pretty close. But I think we've got him in this next round, hopefully. Because he doesn't have his shield up, and yeah, she's likely to draw. She's got a... Oh man, hold on. Didn't even notice. I kept looking at this thinking that was what we were getting, but we're actually getting a double wild here, so here we go. Double wilds. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So as long as she gets a single punch, it is all over Red Rover. Nope, there's a Winter Guard card there. So you can see what this one does. It basically gives you extra heroics. She gets a wild, and that'll do us. That'll do us because we only need the 3. She gets a movement, and she got another one, Dark Force Contract. Let's use that one. Why not? Okay, so we'll use that. We get to wake up. We do a two punches here. 1, 2. We get to do a punch and a heroic, or 2 punches, or a punch and a heroic. Let's do 1 punch on him. And shall we rescue? Let's rescue someone. Yeah, why not? Rescue someone over here. And that is the end, I believe. We've done... yep. Perform any 2 punches or heroic split as you like in your and adjacent location. So that's all good. So yep, that's all she wrote for the US Agent. We've taken him down. So I think he's a fun fight. He's a bit swingy, and obviously you can see that we're playing standard mode, so his the wilds were quite useful there, and we have seeded the board to help Red Guardian get his shield that he wanted to steal. By giving him all those jets and stuff like that. So we did kind of set this one up to be a little bit easy there, I guess. Yeah, I feel like I was owed an easier battle after that, what was that, Annihilation one, where we had all the locations that were hindering us, and we had the complication deck and stuff, so it was nice to have a bit of an easier fight here. But yeah, so this, as you can see, I think he's a fun one. There's some interesting things going on though. His locations that sort of, or his, I think there's some cards there that sort of like stop him from overflowing as much, and some stuff going on there that's a bit interesting. But having said all that, we did get down to, he had 3 cards left, so, and that was with double wilds in our decks. That was with the board set up the way it was, and that sort of thing as well. So he's probably not as much of a pushover as I'm probably sort of showing off here. He's probably, you know, not too bad. I don't think he's one of the hardest villains, but yeah, I think he's a little bit more sort of tough than probably what this is showing. But yeah, well, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing how he works, what that system's like. Hopefully that's getting your sort of imagination sort of working in terms of like thinking through, you know, hero decks that you might be familiar with, and thinking, oh, would that combination of cards, you know, would that, you know, how would a hero that has a lot of movement, but maybe not a lot of attacks, you know, work? Would that not be very useful? But, you know, with those ones that might have a lot of movement and heroics, well, then the heroics are going to be doing damage, you know, in a wide area sort of thing. Or if there's not a lot of movement in the deck, are you too easily able to sort of know pretty much they're going to kind of stay in the one area? So, and then of course the special effects and how those special effects in the deck work. You know, how would that affect things, and do those effects apply to a villain situation as well, sort of thing. So when playing with Havoc, I was able to, he just happened to have special effects that were pretty easily sort of incorporated into this, and he was like generating wilds with his sort of like cosmic energy or whatever he's got. So that was allowing him to do a lot of like jumping straight to people and attacking and all that sort of stuff as well. So yeah, interesting. So that was pretty cool. So anyway, well, I hope that was a lot of fun. Next game on the roster will probably be, again, like I've been saying, I want to jump back and forth between official stuff like this and the homebrew stuff. So we're probably due for another homebrew battle, but we'll see how we go. And then if we do another official game, the next one on the list, I believe, will be Annihilus. So if you're looking forward to Annihilus, that'll be the next one. And then who knows from there? I've got lots and lots of options. Plenty of more villains and heroes to show off before we sort of run out of stuff to show. So yeah, let us know if there's anything in particular you want to see. I've got some ideas myself about stuff that I'd like to try out, but happy to sort of show off you know, stuff that you might be hanging out for as well. To all the Canadians out there, congratulations on getting your pledges, or getting them soon. I think there's still folks in the US that it's spreading its way across the US, but I know there's folks in certain areas of the US that it's still sort of taking its time getting to. So hopefully you're getting yours soon as well. And then of course we're all sort of going to then have to keep our fingers crossed for Europe and the UK and the rest of the world for you guys to get your stuff as well. So you know, hopefully soon everyone will have their multiverse stuff and be enjoying it on the table. But until then, feel free to swing on by this table here and check out the games here. So anyway, well, thank you very much, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya. Meeple Monkey out. Bye.